Welcome, welcome, welcome to Garnetqueentarot. How are my wonderful Capricorns doing? Garnetqueentarot, where we are inspired to rise. How's your day been going? Has your week been going? You believe that we are over half the month of March already? Now, I know that you guys have been working on your grind, Capricorn, and building, making circles in the sky. You are not playing. You making a difference in your life. And I'm so glad to hear that. Now, before we get in and step into our realm, you got to practice breathing. And you're one of the signs, Capricorn, that need to seriously practice your breathing because you be involved with so many things. I don't know when you do get a chance to breathe. When? Spirits talk to us on behalf of our Capricorns. Help them to practice their breathing. Help them to gain clarity and understanding. Help them to get knowledge of answers to questions they may have. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Leave any negativity at the door. At the door. We're stepping into our personal realm where we listen for messages, where we have conversation, and it's not nobody business. You know what I mean? This is where we connect. This is where we breathe, we laugh, we joke, we listen, we gain understanding, we practice what we preach. Spirits release any messages meant for Capricorn. All right, let's see. A manatee. Now, these are all your sea cards, so it has your sea animals. And you're supposed to be in relaxed mode now, so listen to the message. Forgiveness, surrender, and release. You know how deep that is? I'll say it over and over, as you all may already know. Forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for you, but it can help them as well. You get to kill two birds with one stone because when you forgive, it releases that tension that's on your back, on your shoulders. It gives your mind clarity and it lightens the load. So you're able to relax, be yourself, and not take things so seriously. And not react the way people expect you to. Keep that calmness, that private energy, that soulful energy within yourself. And think about how you feel. Has somebody, I'm seriously saying this. Has someone ever ticked you off so much that you didn't even know what you were capable of? But you see, they pushed a nerve in you that triggered you to respond. But if you have control over your life, your mind, and your thoughts, unless somebody really hit you or was just completely disrespectful, there's no reason to lose your cool. You don't give people that power over you, Capricorn. Because I know sometimes you could be a little impatient because sometimes people just push the wrong button. But the majority of time, you keep your cool, but you pick up on the messages and the vibe. So you know what people are trying to do. They want to get you out of character to be somebody you no longer. People like that. They like to see you react and then they throw it back at you and say, ooh, Miss Professional or Mr. Professional. Don't give people power over your life. That's when your breathing techniques come in. Because I'm telling you, so many times, even myself, I have to count back, remember what I promised myself and live up to it. And my dad used to say, never let them see you sweat. Well, just be you, because I know my dad, people used to push his buttons. They don't know how mad he really was. And he tried to be the professional and resolve the issues and stay calm. I've seen him explode a few times, but the majority of the time, he didn't let them see him sweat. And I told him, I said, Daddy, remember, He promised to say, practice what you preach. And that's so funny because my daughter told me the same thing. So it's really difficult when you're trying to get through the tides and the waves and they're beating you up left and right. And you don't even understand how you were able to still find your way. Capricorn, you're a serious person. You're about your business and you try to stay in professional mode as much as you possibly can, but you're human. But I say to you, stay calm and keep moving forward. You got this. The Whale, my favorite card in the deck. One of them anyway. The Whale, your voice matters. Speak your truth. Your voice matters. Capricorn, and you know that. No, I don't think anybody really has to tell you to speak up. But your voice needs to be heard more. You might be limiting or restricting yourself for going further. So they're saying, open that. Let the wave go through. Stay calm and achieve what you're seeking. Being your best self and allowing life to let you grow. Don't hold back or hide who you are. You know, you ever hear them talk about stuff like everybody has a story. Everybody has a story to tell. And your story just might help someone else. That's why it's important not to shut down your voice and to speak your truth. You have a lot to give. You have a lot to teach. So get in tune with yourself as you're working towards. Stay calm and accept who you are and speak your truth. Hermit crab, resourcefulness and adaptability. That's a big deal for you, Capricorn, because as you grow, especially Capricorns, you normally learn to get more in control and more in tune with yourself. And you sometimes may pull yourself away from the crowd so you could work on your craft and build it to have sustainability. And that's like focusing on, you have plans for the future. You need to build a stable foundation so those plans could rest on top of that table. In that foundation, it needs to be strong, not wobbly. It needs to be on solid ground. And you also follow the mythology of perseverance seldom fails. You know that if you continue to grow and go, you'll be actually going with the flow, going with the waves. This is your growth process where you're learning more and more each day. You're getting in tune with yourself. You're proud of who you are, okay? You're resourceful and you adapt to situations. Your boss can change up things on you and you'll be like, huh, but you will move on to do it that way. You are flexible. You can adapt to situations. And that's because of your growth. That's because of you living and learning and your experiences and applying them every day to your life. Those are lessons that you picked up along the way. You don't just let things happen and figure out, next time. No. Every lesson, every experience has a lesson. Those lessons come from that experience. Let's say something corny. Let's say corny but sultry and calming. Let's say you went to the lake and they had the stones and you're jumping on the stones to get to the other side, and you end up, you're doing it, it's not a big thing, and you fall off. Okay? You are still able to find a way to get across. Whether you swim across, whether you get back up and keep going through the steps until you get there, what did you learn from it? And sometimes it's messages that you even overlook. You know what that message said? No matter how many times I go down, I'm getting back up. No matter how many times a wrench is thrown in, I got to adapt to a new situation. I'm going to make it work and get over to the other side. Some people will give up and stay in the water. Some people won't even do it. But you, not only were you doing it, you fell off a couple of times, Capricorn, and you still continued. That's how Capricorns are. Perseverance seldom fails. Remember that. Perseverance seldom fails. My father used to tell me that all the time. Because you know when you fall off, you're like, gosh, and you get so fed up. Gosh. And you just can't believe it. I couldn't get to the other side. So you keep going and growing and going and flowing until you arrive to your destination and you're like, what? What? That's how you do it. That's how you do it. And the course itself may be difficult, but because of your tenacity, Capricorn, you continue to go. You're exhausted, you're fed up, but especially when people want to make you believe that you can't do something. I talk about this all the time. I wanted to go for my master's degree. And you talk yourself out of things sometimes because it's like, am I going to be able to keep up with those people in the class or do this? And it's not that you're not confident within yourself, but somehow or some way, doubt started to surface, and that's usually the enemy trying to mess you up. And a member of my family told me that I couldn't do it, or why was I doing it? And I was really offended. Basically, oh, why are you wasting your time? Why are you bothering? And are you sure you can even keep up with that? What do you, excuse me? That's all the encouragement I needed. That was the cherry on top of the cake for my decision. And they had me terrified about going to school because they felt um, that I had enough education. So I say to you, when people test you or want to dare you on certain things, Capricorns and other people, Capricorns, you are that person that's going to keep going. Capricorn, you don't stop. You barely breathe. I have to beg Capricorns to breathe, release. But especially when you are passionate about something and you are like so into it, okay, that passion is flowing. You have to achieve it just because they told you couldn't do it, especially if it's something for elevation. So, Capricorns, I tell you, that drives you. People think that they're cutting you down. They don't know that they're inspiring you to go even further because they doubt your capabilities. They don't know your skills. They don't know what you about. They better recognize not down the line, but they better recognize today, because you will show them up and show them who you really are, the strength you carry, the tenacity in you. It's like you love challenges. Capricorn, you can't help yourself sometimes. Especially, you may not get a blowhorn and let everybody know, but you could do the sneak up effect. People they assume that you don't have something or you can't do something. And sometimes you stay silent and listen to them until you could prove to yourself that you could prove them wrong. That's what gets you going. So they fooling themselves if they think they crushing you. They're inspiring you. They're wanting you to fall, and you say, just because you desire that action, it's not going to happen. And you will keep going and going, growing and growing. You don't need anybody's inspiration to do what's the right thing to do for you so you can grow. But it's like hot sauce on top of that chicken. It's like with nice garlic powder, seasoned up well. And you know what? They inspire you because that chicken is so delicious, you're going to eat it. So you turn around and you treat it like a meal. I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat. You have just inspired me. I was indecisive about my decision, and you have become the one to lead me, because you're going to lead me to win this. Because I'm going to show you. I might not even tell you until it's done and give you a surprise of your life. Now, some people say, oh, I don't let nobody push me to that point. People, not everybody's a Capricorn. Capricorns, even if they do it silently, they're going to show you up. You tried them. You tried to embarrass them. You tried to tear them down. And now they're going to show you how high they could climb. Beyond their wildest dreams, because of that inspiration, that internal vibe, good vibe, dashing through the storms. Because you're going to say, oh, they thought they're going to get me with this hurdle. I know an alternative route. That's going to get me closer to the destination, because I've traveled this route before, because you fell a few times and you got back up and you found another route to take. Capricorns are no joke. No joke at all. Octopus, keep to yourself, be discreet. See how you fall in line with this, Capricorn? Keep to yourself and be discreet. We were just talking about it. You can't share everything with everybody. Sometimes you got to make silent moves. Silent moves. When you think that I'm sleeping, I'm actually awake. You're sleeping. Capricorns, I love Capricorns, because you know why? Capricorns are strategic. Strategic. You could come off real calm. Look at that. Real calm and going with the sea and the flow and the waves. Relaxing. Look at how that whale is relaxing. Beautiful, beautiful. And you just relax. And then you got many things going on, because look, the octopus, you taking care of this project, you working on this, you're building on this, you're doing this, you're teaching here, you're lecturing college, university, elementary. Whatever you put your mind to it, you go and do it. So you can have many pots on the stove. You know, you will succeed. You may not get through with each and everything, but you know what? As long as you continue to apply yourself, you'll continue to reap rewards. People don't get it. And when you fall down or things don't work out, Capricorn, you're all right. You're going to live. Yes, you're despondent, you're aggravated, you're fed up, but you find an alternative route to take, because you don't like people laughing at you. It inspires you even more, because you're like, okay, I got you. My friends, you pay attention and you listen, because people do little slick things, make slick comments around you, and sometimes you ignore them, and sometimes you retaliate and say something back, because they know that you hot with the mouth too. You could read somebody all the way down the line, and they still standing there trying to figure out what you just said. You don't have to drop the F-bombs and all that type of stuff. You can cuss people out without using any bad language whatsoever. You can read them. Capricorns, you intimidate, just like Leos. You intimidate. And you know what? People can't always get you, because sometimes stuff pile up. Sometimes you don't respond right away and stuff could pile up. So it could be one thing that wasn't even that bad that somebody say, but because you already piled up so much stuff, you exploded at them. They like, dang, he or she is just wailing out. Nah, you don't understand. I've been taking a lot of crap from you, and I'm just to the point where I've had enough. So this just wasn't today. This is a whole shovel full of stuff. And people want to, gosh, that person's so emotional, or they so rude, or they so touchy. That was inappropriate. And sometimes you may come off looking like somebody just did one little thing and you explode like that. They have no idea the stuff you've been holding in, because you don't respond each and every time. Sometimes you let stuff go and say, you know what? My inner peace is important. you know what, my inner peace is important. And that person could keep pushing the button, 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 and you say, ah, and you click. But you basically have control over yourself, your mind, and things. You just don't like people pushing your buttons. You're in control. But sometimes it be like that. It's like that sometimes. And it's up to you when and how you respond. But always remember to keep your composure and never give somebody that much power over your life. I'm guilty of it as well. But I'm just saying, as you grow, you learn, and you move forward and apply accordingly. When you know people do that, like I have a sister that does that to me, and she wants me to respond because she wants that old person back in there. And sometimes it's like, to me, it's a little touch of wickedness because you're trying to push the buttons of that person. Before, I would jump and we get into an argument. Now, it doesn't matter to me that much because I'm working on me. I'm working on building. I got things on the plate. You don't have time to focus on people and their nonsense, trying to push your buttons to see if you'll reflect back or retract into that person again. They want to see if they can set you backwards. Don't allow it. If you've changed, you've changed. Whether they keep pushing the buttons or not. Get yourself out of the situation because they want you to respond a certain way. But when you have that power, by being able to understand your intuition, your vibes, and what's acceptable and what's not, and who you are, they won't break through that wall. Just look at them like they're crazy. That irks them. Oh, it irks them. Capricorns, you are in control of self. You're a loving person, a caring person. Sometimes you show great emotion when you're really deep in love, and sometimes it's not there for you, but you go through the motion. Let's see what is going on in our soul. What's deep down in the soul? What you be feeling, Capricorns? Because I see you got a lot of things on your plate right now. And you feeling your way through trying to figure out what works best for you. Capricorns are usually bosses. Ooh, that was close. Wow. Those cards was waiting to pop out. Dang. Loneliness, perseverance, and pride. And one thing you will learn, Capricorn, as you continue to climb up the ladder, which you're always doing, your ladder is never ending because you always climbing. Always. I know that I am never alone. But you recognize as long as you continue to pray to your source, you're never going to be alone. You're always going to have someone with you at all times. And you know that when you're climbing up the ladder, and the higher you get, the less people you're actually able to take with you. So it feels lonely at times because you got to get your stuff together first before you take a bunch of people with you, because when you fall, they would fall too. So get there and put your feet on stable, solid ground, and then you can pull someone else up because you're strong. You're not all holding on to the same string. So as you get up there, now you start adding people that deserve to be with you because you are always climbing up. You're a strong believer in that. And perseverance. Oh my gosh, this is my favorite word. My favorite word. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. One of my favorite words in this world is perseverance. I have like a list of top 10 words, but perseverance is on the list because that's what separates people from success and inability. Because Look at it like this. When you are determined, you keep climbing up and forging forward. And you could fall down a million times. You'll find another way to get back up. You know, I always tell you Chinese proverb. Some people say African proverb. Some people say Chinese. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. So I'm not really sure which one, but it's powerful. And if you think you're the only one that has fallen or falls, it's people that are determined to achieve something. That experience teaches you so much. Perseverance seldom fails. Keep going and growing. Keep going and growing. Keep going and growing. Keep going and growing. Fall down, get up. Fall down, get up. Determined. Because eventually, you know what? You have the key to the answers to where you want to be. And you apply each and every key so that you could achieve what it is you set your mind to. I took a exam, and I remember I had to take this exam. I took this exam 3 times before I passed. And I was determined to pass that exam. That's how passion is, purpose is. What's for you is for you. If you want something and you're working toward it, don't get off. Keep going until you achieve it. That's where this word comes in. Nobody said it was going to be easy. But if it's important to you, you will continue to go and grow. You'll continue to learn. You'll continue to forge forward. Perseverance seldom fails. Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. And that's a good thought process, because you know what? Know that people, maybe in a different way, but people are fighting the same fight you're fighting. They're wanting to get ahead. And when you can see somebody struggling and appreciate that when they achieve their goals, give them a pat on the back. They earned that. Celebrate one another. When you could see the strength and tenacity in someone, just as you look at yourself, know that it's not a competition. It's an achievement. Some people look at Capricorns and they want to compete with them. And then when they get in the race with you and they see the hard work and how you have to apply yourself, they want to back down. They get it after a while. But when they see it, they think it's so easy. Well, if that person could do it, so did I. So could I. How you apply yourself matters. There are some people that just don't stop. Sometimes you think that they're not human because they said they was going to get this or do that, and they've done it. And then people turn around and hate on them because they said they was going to do it and they actually did. And that happens with you a lot too, Capricorns, because you're strong, you're authoritarian at points, you're a leader, you believe in yourself, you have good confidence. You know, I say that you break down sometimes when it comes to certain relationships, because you have people on a certain level, and when they can't measure up, you don't really want to be dealing with them too much, because it's just, you want people that don't give up in your life, that find their way through the storms, and you could hold their hand and you all can fly like eagles together. But when you have people that fall short and they get wimpy or, oh, woe is me, that irks you a lot. That's something you really have a difficult time dealing with. You want people to be strong like you're strong, and not everybody falls in line like that. There's some people that, as soon as something doesn't work out, they're ready to throw their hands in the air and give up. You don't like that. You don't like that. All right, listen, this I remember a guy that was trying to talk to me years ago, and he was like, he didn't have, I said to him, he said, oh, he wanted to get into some program, but you have to have your high school diploma or something. And I said, oh, he's from the islands, and I was talking to him, he said he used to do a lot of farming and stuff. And I said, oh, that's nice. He said, I said, so why did you drop out of high school? Why you didn't finish? He said, I was real close to finishing, but I dropped out. I said, why? Thinking that it's some family matter or he had to work for the family. So he said, I didn't feel like it. When you think of things like that and people giving up, you don't realize how much tenacity, Capricorn, you actually have. You want to complete what you start, and most of the times, that's just what you do. And here is no different. This is your soul. This is your energy. This is how you feel. You like people that want to elevate, not people who get stuck and just take the bare minimum. That's a pet peeve of yours. You know, if you're going to do something, follow through on it. It's how you think. Education is important. That's how you think. And, you know, some people, you figure at least get your high school diploma or GED. The basic. That's the basic. So, you know, even if it's a successful business owner, you just feel that at least your basic education of high school is important. That's not me, that's you. And that's what is a big thing for you. Like people to elevate. I'm just speaking from what I'm seeing. So I'm just saying perseverance is a key here for you. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep growing. Keep growing. Perseverance seldom fails. Go with the flow of elevation. Garnetqueentarot here saying, be inspired to rise. Be inspired to rise. And continue looking for the best in people. Continue working on yourself and growing. And don't let people throw you off course. Because here is elevation, it's peace, and it's growth. And that's the mode you're in right now. That's part of your process. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for your support. I want to say that. Thank you for your support. Capricorns, thank you so much. Thank you for visiting the channel. Thank you for being a part of Garnet Queen Tarot. Peace, love, and prosperity. Take care.